What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Thrifty back with Thrifty PS Gamer Reviews. Do me a favor before I get started, hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, leave a comment down below. Today we are discussing Square Enix. It looks like they are finally ready to listen. I can't believe it. This is freaking wild. This is great. I'm so excited. Expedition 33 has caused this freaking, I don't even know what it is, like an awakening in like the casual gamer that's like, oh my god, turn-based is great. Turn-based combat's amazing. The game has sold over 2 million and Square's taking notice. Square is taking notice of people who are engaging with this content, enjoying the content, enjoying the combat system, really having a good time with it, really experiencing it for all of its glory and turn-based, and combining the parry and the counter and the dodge mechanics. Like, Square Enix is finally listening. This is from Games Radar. The article reads this: Expedition 33 has managed the arduous task of making turn-based combat, a 30-something-year-old system, feel fresh and topical, and even the turn-based monarchs at JRPG innovator Square Enix seem to be taking notice. In the new blog post with the voraciousness it does not display in other recent posts, Square Enix asked fans to review its brilliant battle systems. There are many, this is quotes now, there are many elements you need for a truly great RPG. A compelling world, memorable characters, and an excellent soundtrack. For example, writes Square Enix editorial manager Duncan Henney, but one of the most important of all is the battle system. What's the best combat system in a Square Enix game? The developer continues to ask. And what's your favorite? Holy cow! So they're coming to this and going, hey, so we know that Final Fantasy 16 sold 3.5 million in the first few days. That's really cool. That's really awesome. Expedition 33 sold 2 million in the first couple days, and they made that with way less money than we did. It's turn-based too, but the modern quote-unquote audience doesn't like turn-based, and you can't do turn-based like that because people won't buy it. You can't do it for really a good budget and give it these great visuals anymore. It really needs to be confined to the 2D HD space, which Square still knocks that out of the park. But like, you can't really do this. So let's ask, guys. Oh wait, Expedition 33 sold 2 million in just a couple days? Well, maybe we can do this. Square has taken notice. And so let's read on. In recent years, Square has distanced the Final Fantasy franchise from its golden days as a turn-based goldmine. Now, industry analyst Reese Elliott tells GamesIndustry.biz that the developer is probably kicking itself. Expedition 33 has given RPG fans something they've always wanted. That's for dang certain. This is something that we have been begging for. And that is not to take away anything from the games that come out that don't look photorealistic, that don't have the level of environmental design, quality, and detail, or anything like that. Like, it's not even, I shouldn't even use quality there, but like the level of detail in the pixel counts and the hair and the, like, no, it's okay. It's okay to have a game that goes more artistic, like Metaphor. It's okay to have a game that goes more artistic, like Tales of Arise. Like, those are fantastic. But when we get to Square Enix, they've always been the ones who have done top tier, top of the line graphics, amazing quality, gorgeous performances, beautiful music. It's always been the whole package. And always an innovative combat system that still gave us turn-based qualities even when they went more action-focused like they did in 15, 7, Rebirth, and 7 Remake. Like, those games still have turn-based elements weaved all the way throughout. You never lose the roots. Final Fantasy XVI took those roots, burned them, threw them on the ground, and stomped them, and smacked down the ashes. And Expedition 33 comes along, Metaphor comes along before it, and these games sell like crazy. They do great, especially comparatively speaking to their budgets. So, you now have Square looking and going, uh-oh. We should have probably checked with our fan base a little bit more before we made sweeping changes to our combat styles, to our character developments, to the way the elements interact within the environment. Like, maybe we should have done a little bit better, considering, as you can see in the comment section of one of my previous videos, considering that they're still the top dog in this RPG space. And yeah, that's debatable. So, it's interesting to see that they are at least taking notice of what's going on. It's actually a good thing to see that they are taking notice of what's going on. I don't want Square to die. I don't want Final Fantasy to go away. I don't want the beautiful, grand spectacles and the amazing stories and the beautiful compositions that happen within the music scores of those games to go away. I don't want that history to go away. But I do want Square to start listening to the fans that actually matter. And no offense to anybody who enjoyed Final Fantasy XVI and it was your first Final Fantasy game and you thought it was amazing, you were robbed. You were robbed of the pure enjoyment that came from so many games before that. And so now, thanks to the success of games like Metaphor and Expedition 33, we have Square Enix taking notice, asking their fans through a blog or through a Twitter post, hey, so what kind of Final Fantasy combat systems did you like, huh? What were some of your favorites? Let us know. Why? Maybe because they're working on Final Fantasy XVI and would prefer not to sell just 3.5 million copies. Maybe. There's a possibility here. The article finishes off this way. Of course, Square Enix sits on a mountain of its own merits, too. Or bombastic battle systems, as Haney calls them, which it represents in its blog with the games like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Octopath Traveler 2, and Valkyrie Elysium. Bravely Default gets a shout out too. It was one of the most innovative turn-based games in years. Okay, so yes, they sit on a mountain of their own merits. Listen to that. They sit on a mountain of their own merits. And for far too long, their own merits are what has allowed them to come to the gamer and cash a check every time. Something changed. And I don't buy the bullcrap that it's because people don't like turn-based games anymore. I don't buy it. It doesn't work. There's nothing about that statement that actually works. Because you're telling me a game like Expedition 33, with very little marketing from a brand dang new studio, with people who were found on subreddits or SoundCloud to compose the music, to do voice acting for it, you're telling me that a studio like Square, or development company like Square Enix, can't do it, but this game can come out and sell 2 million. Could you imagine? Could you just imagine what would happen with Square's financial backing and roots in the industry Could you imagine what they could do if they really put their mind, passion, and desires back into these titles? I hope that this is a wake-up call for Square Enix. I really do. I wanted to go back to the roots of what I love. That's one reason why the Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth saga, it's why it speaks to me so much. Because it's a perfect blending of a turn-based combat system with an active combat. It's amazing. They know how to do this. Anyways, at this point, I'm just rambling. Once again, the ramblings of a Square Enix fan. Jeez. Anyways, guys, hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already. Leave a comment down below. And, as always, Expedition 33 is $50. Get it and stay thrifty.